Hello and welcome to TPK, the show so named so that if I do accidentally kill all of my players, I can just call it branding. Yes, welcome to the Player's Key.
The Player's Key.
Speaking of those players, let me introduce you to them now. Not later, now.
Oh.
Now?
We've got Derry Gray.
It's very
That's
nice to
me.
meet you.
Yeah. Pete Austin.
What's this energy?
I've no idea. Ben Fenner. Kendall Boardman.
You forgot her name.
Lastly, but by no means leastly,
Boardman.
I am, for now, the one and only Jack Fletcher, but as we know, that can change.
What's that? We've just lost Becky as a viewer.
Whoa! Becky's here till the day I die. Which might be soon. With that being said, I don't think we've got anything else to speak about, so let us not keep the players waiting. Let us not keep you waiting. It is time to enter
Where?
the Players' Key. In the last chapter of our story.
Well done.
Thank you. The Dawntakers had recovered from their collision with a screech of bile-throated wyverns that had unfortunately abducted two members of the party. Tony.
Who?
It's you.
Oh, fuck.
Tony had managed to, using the last of her energy for the day, send a message to Matthew to try and ascertain whether they were still alive. And you got a response. They said that they were a little busy, and you assumed that they were fighting off a screech of wyverns of their own. Not wanting to leave Alzva and Barbara Wimblenemble. Every time. You promised that you would keep them safe and keep traveling towards Tilly Creek over the Vanal Pass. And so you spent the rest of your day traveling until you found a place to rest. You took your watches, and whilst you were looking out for any dangers, some of you had conversations, many of you reflected on the day. Willow in particular. You wandered into the heart of the particular copse of trees that you were resting in. And whilst you were there, you took out your frustrations, let's say, on an oak tree that you had been speaking to and had named Havren after Tony's god.
You say it like that.
And that is a very brief and nuanced summary.
Mm-hmm.
After the deed was done, you returned to the group just as dawn was breaking. Unfortunately, you were not greeted with the sound of Matthew.
Oh, thank God.
Which to some of you came as quite the relief. And you managed to have a lie-in before setting off. And you spent the day travelling. You talked to Alzva and Barbara. You even inquired as to some of the goings-on in Tilly Creek. You even wanted to know about Alzva and Barbara's past. And they promised that that evening they would regale you with their story. The day went by. You settled down in a little clearing at the very base of the Vanal Range, these mountains that now loom directly over you. And tomorrow you have a day's travel ahead of you, but for tonight you can rest, set up camp, and share some stories. And that is where we pick up now. Would anybody like to do anything as they prepare for their night?
Yeah, Willow, where are those drugs?
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay. Are you not? Are you
Not
sure?
right now.
Maybe not in the wild.
Not in the wild, but when we get to Tilly Creek. Party.
Yeah, well, you're a wanted murderer.
Yeah. No one knows that.
I would like to craft an arrow, Jack.
You may do so, good sir.
Very kind.
Do you have any materials to do so?
Hopefully the one I'm crafting just needs an arrow and a knife.
Lovely stuff. Give me a survival check first to see if you can forage up some of the materials. Are you just making basic arrows?
So I'm trying to take an arrow I already have and carve a little notch in it so it can be like a whistling arrow.
Interesting. Okay, wonderful stuff.
There it is there. It's already made.
It's already made. Let me get up the rules for this arrow crafting. Here we are. You are looking for a whistling arrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was on a pre-approved list.
This is something that we've not discussed before. This is going to be, with the tools at your disposal, this is going to be a very high check to try and get this correct.
Okay.
Because there are certain mechanisms that you could have fashioned that would make the DC easier,
Sure.
or you can pay for. But if you are simply trying to
Do it
drill into an arrow shaft, this is going to be a pretty high check. So give me either an intelligence or a dexterity check. You can add your proficiency, seeing as you are proficient with Fletcher's tools.
May I?
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Thank you.
May I see what Cricket is doing and just offer some guidance?
You can certainly offer.
Could you offer me some help instead of guidance?
Sure. Yeah, I'll try and help.
How are you
He's
helping?
a smith.
I will maybe. I will get my smith's tools out. Actually,
Okay.
I'm very. Obviously, my mother having been a jeweler, Siggy is kind of somewhat familiar with the use of tiny little tools and sharp things, and can maybe give a little bit of pointers.
Smithing tools, however, means you would need a smithy in order to use them correctly. You are not smelting or smithing metal, so unless you can think of something else that you have on your person.
Perhaps not then.
A piton.
Do you want some magical help?
I don't know. Yes, if it will work.
I'll come give you some cat's grace.
Oh, okay.
Or the intelligence one. Which one do you want?
I'm gonna go. I'm much more dexterous than I am small.
All right. Well, she'll do the usual tap a constellation around your face, and it'll create a cat's mask, and then you now have the advantage on dex checks.
Lovely stuff. And with the guidance that Siggy plants onto you, you can now make your check at advantage with a D4. Team effort. Love that.
Thanks, guys. For one arrow.
For one arrow.
Well,
Well, Siggy, when we were seeing that owl bear, I was thinking it'd be real good if I could have something that would distract her, send something away. So maybe with your guidance, this might work. That is a 16 total. No, it's not. A 16 plus my dex.
Mm-hmm.
Plus my proficiency. So plus 4 plus 3?
Which is +7, so 23.
Yes.
Nice.
23
Thank you very much for your guidance.
is very
The
good
answer.
indeed.
I will.
You Cricket, you sit down, and with the point of your blade, you start to very meticulously carve in a slanted notch into your arrow shaft, and it's very, very intricate work. And this takes you, with the tools at your disposal, this will take you the better part of an hour for one arrow. You cut in this slanted notch, and then you cut in a straight notch on the opposite side until it connects. You clean it out to make sure that the sides are smooth and there are not splinters sort of gumming up the passage of air through this. You toss it up in the air, and as it falls, it's just a faint whistling sound. You think if you propel this with your bow,
Could do the trick.
it could do the trick.
So, shall I mark off one of my arrows and add that
Yes,
to
please.
whistling arrow? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Would you say that now I've done this once, it may be easier to do again?
I would say you now have an idea of how to do it with this particular tool set. Again, however, because you are trying to modify an arrow with basically just a dagger, it's still going to be very high to just do. You would need more precise tools than just a blade.
Okay.
Definitely something that you can...
Between my Fletcher's tools and my dagger.
Yes, even with your Fletcher's tools, the width...
It's not a standard.
It's the way in which the sound is being made. If you were to try and craft an arrowhead specifically and then craft the full arrow together, the DC would drop. But if you are modifying an arrow that you already have, that's what's making the DC a little bit higher.
I'm fully with you.
No worries.
Much appreciated.
Absolutely. So you now have one whistling arrow. Fantastic stuff.
Thank you both.
Anything else that anybody would like to do?
Oliver, Barbara,
Yes.
do you have a spare barrel?
Barrels? No, I'm very sorry. We don't have any barrels, unfortunately.
Any sort of like container that's like large-ish?
I mean, we've got a small burlap sack, but
No, that's all right. Do you have a shovel?
no, I'm sorry.
All right. Looks like it's my hands. I'm gonna dig a hole.
Okay. How
Cool.
deep? How wide?
I
And
have a
where?
shovel.
And what
you have a
height?
shovel?
Shovel? Yeah. I don't know why. But I have a shovel.
Well, as you see, Willow start to like.
Willow.
Wait. Yeah.
Shink.
Oh, great.
It's like an unfolding way, kind of
An
folds
intrinsic
together.
tool.
She's kind of like.
I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, you've got muscles. Can you dig me a hole?
Okay.
I needed
I'm
about-
a dwarf and I'm digging.
We've got I'm a grung and I'm a dwarf.
Just keep going. I'm wanting to dig like a 2-foot hole.
2-foot hole straight
Yeah.
down?
Straight down and
gosh.
like maybe about this wide.
Half foot wide? Okay.
I
You
think
have
it-
your specifications.
I think it's done in very quick time.
Give me an athletics check.
Fucking too right, mate.
Guidance.
Oh, nice, thank you. I will take
After
that.
you've done your.
Like Tony's
tools.
just sat there while all of this
Oh, no.
tomfoolery is happening.
Hey.
Once again, Tony's just like, gonna let them just get on with whatever they're getting on with.
So I rolled a 3 plus 2 plus 10, so 15.
15?
Whoa.
Takes you about 5 minutes.
And Siggy's like, he's not really a very focused guy,
Nah.
but like this, he knows.
Yeah.
So he's like,
I can dig.
He certainly is very good at that, isn't he?
He is. It's one of the few.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Thank you very much.
He is. He's very good at a lot
Better
of
than a
things, to be
master of
fair. But hole managing is right up there.
I'm very good at managing
I'm
holes.
sure it is. Bards.
Ah, yeah. And then she's gonna.
Barbara knows.
That's
Barbara
every time.
knows.
She's gonna sit at the hole, and she's just gonna meditate for like a minute. And then at some point she's gonna place her hands on the ground. She's gonna cast speak with. And then she's gonna. You're just gonna
Watch
feel
out.
like a very small tremor on the ground.
Is
and
Siggy still in the hole?
no, Ziggy's out of
Totally
there.
fine.
Unless
Just-
you want to be in the hole.
I was gonna say,
Fills.
just
Well,
As it fills with water.
Speak with hole.
And she's just gonna put her hands on the ground and she's gonna focus on the area of the hole. And then from the bottom, a little layer of water is gonna appear. And then the hole's gonna slowly fill up as she just creates water,
incredible.
nice.
which should be grung size.
What a good idea.
I'm actually 2.4 feet.
Well, you can squat.
She casts destroy water.
And then whilst Cricket's doing his thing, she's just gonna quickly gather some rocks and put it around and put some little flowers and make it look like a little jacuzzi.
Aww.
That is so cute. I love
Oh my
that.
Can I
Yeah.
actually? Can I see this? And I'm going to use. I don't know if you can actually do this because I don't usually use this. Can I use prestidigitation to heat it a little bit?
Oh my god.
That
That's the first
level
time
of
I've ever
water
heard
is
that
far beyond a
said right.
prestidigitation cantrip, unfortunately, my friend.
Alright.
That's a lot of water that you're trying to heat.
In that case, I will use prestidigitation to clean the soil off.
You can do that, however, so you clean yourself.
I could have been doing that to wash my hair this whole time.
Could have done, but you chose not to, and that's
No,
okay.
I like bathing.
You do, and that's totally fine.
There's just
Ritualistic.
something magic can't do.
Yeah, magic isn't a cure-all for
Do you know what? That's
everything.
an interesting question. If you could magically clean yourself, would you not shower or bath, or would you still shower
Absolutely
and
not. I
bath?
love showering.
Well, here's one. If you can magically clean yourself with
This is a tangent.
prestidigitation, could somebody magically
They can prestidigitate you.
could they moisten me up with a prestidigitation?
No.
An hour of straight
No,
cantrips?
you would with you needing to be submerged
I'm waiting.
in water for an hour, they'd be there till the end of days.
Yeah.
They'd be a husk of a man.
Okay.
However, a well, which is roughly Grung size, filled with a create water spell, is exactly the sort of thing.
It's what, Jack?
It's exactly the sort of thing that you would like to bathe yourself in. And Cricket, you now have your own little cold jacuzzi.
Cricket,
Yeah?
look. I'll give you the gift of water.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Let's put some rocks and some flowers so it feels a bit nicer for you.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then there's a leaf with a good berry on it, just in case you're feeling peckish.
Oh, well.
You want a
We
snack?
made you an aquarium.
You guys you gonna watch me?
Yeah, there's a little transparent
That's
thing.
what you do with aquariums, right?
There's like an underground path where we can watch you swim.
Oh, sure. It's a viewing window.
I'm starting a zoo.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'm very happy to be your first, your
Also-
first species. First specimen.
I would like to argue with the DM for a moment.
Go on.
Oh.
Prestidigitation. You chill, warm, or flavour up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. So if I cast it twice, that's 2 cubic feet of water. This is nice and cozy.
Corrected. If it's a cubic foot, yeah, I'll say that you can heat the water.
Push over. God, no backbone, Jesus.
I know, yeah, I'm too generous. I'll write that down and be more stringent next time.
Well, yeah, now you don't have to risk dying every time you get in the water.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, so we can just do this whenever we want.
Well, yeah, as long as Ziggy doesn't mind digging a hole every day.
Not at all. I
Diggy
like
diggy
digging
holes.
Diggy diggy
Well,
holes.
I can help. I'll find a way to do something useful as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Looks at your arms.
I can help in other ways, Willow. I'll keep. What are you laughing at, Tony? What are you all right there?
I can't remember.
Oh man. Well, I'm just gonna climb in my little tub.
I can help in other ways, Willow.
Anyone want to join me?
I'll get the
Unbeknownst
next
to
two.
Cricket, Siggy is still casting prestidigitation to keep raising the temperature, slowly but surely. Cricket just doesn't.
Well, have you heard that story? If you put a frog in cold
Yeah.
water and then boil it, the
Yeah.
frog doesn't recognize
That's
the
exactly
change.
what
Total myth, by the way. They will hop out when they're uncomfortable.
All
Sorry,
right,
I
zoo
think something
degree.
just went
I
through my
know.
What do
head.
their feet
Zoo
do?
degree. That's me. Anyway,
I think
Yeah,
cricket.
great.
with frogs bathed
I
or
will-
bathing,
I will slowly boil.
you will slowly boil. Fantastic stuff. A wonderful frog soup is prepared, and at the end of it, you are now
works.
rehydrated for the day.
Thank you so much.
It absolutely works.
Yeah.
How did we not
Yeah.
think of that before?
I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna take my hat off, put it on the side, just sit back on the edge of my little tub and chill out. Thank you. Sorry, is this close enough to the campfire that I can just chill in?
Yeah,
here
it's right
till you-
next.
Oh, sure. Well, this is me then. All right.
It's like the weirdest thing. We're all sat having dinner and you're in the bath.
Yeah. Well, I'll just toot away on my panpipes until something interesting happens.
Fantastic stuff. Is there anything else that anyone is doing?
I think while this is happening, Tony kind of wandered away a little bit.
Okay.
She's just gone on a little bit of a walk. And she's gonna find a tree.
And we all know how that goes.
No.
We're changing
She's
our
going to
name.
find a tree.
No.
You
Well,
are,
she's gonna-
there is a
she's-
periphery of trees around you.
She's just gonna find somewhere to sit, somewhere quiet to sit. She's gonna call the tree Havren. No. Yeah, she's just gonna, because it's getting to like nighttime now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's just gonna find a place to sit, and she's just gonna have close her eyes for a minute, and have a little meditate. And what I'm gonna say now is in her head. She's not speaking out loud. She's just gonna be like, "Sorry, I didn't really do this properly yesterday. That was really scary. But I trust you. I know you would have helped if anything else happened, so I know that. And I'm grateful for you and for Willow. And Siggy and Cricket and everyone else. I just don't want to be that scared again.
Make me a religion check.
Come on, if there's ever a time not to be Kendall.
Oh no.
Have you got inspiration?
No.
You can borrow some of Ben's 3.
Cool. That's good. Oh god. 21.
Yes.
Very expectantly, Jack.
Your friend named a tree after me!
Killed it! Dead!
Yeah, so. What was that thing last night what Willow did?
Yeah, what's that about?
With each prayer, you expect to see and hear nothing. Rarely do you even feel the influence of your God surround you, though occasionally it is there to reassure you that they are with you. This time, you do not see them, but you hear them. You are more than capable, Antonia. I am always with you, even in the gifts that I have granted. Know this, for I shall never abandon you. You open your eyes, the presence is gone.
She just sits there for a minute. Very happy. Yeah, and then she'll just walk back.
Incredible. Are you casting the hut?
Yes, I. Do we want the hut for the story? Is there time?
Need the help of the story, do you think?
No,
No, not yet. Yeah, I'll cast that before we go to sleep.
Cast it before you go to sleep. Wonderful. Well, eventually, unless there is anything else, any other little duties that people have to take care of,
How did my panpiping go?
give me a performance check.
Come on, let's get another notch on the panpipe scale. Let's not. That's a 9.
Once again, you still feel like you need a little bit more practice. Potentially, you need to seek out Sigismund the next time you practice and just ask him for some pointers.
Yeah, I think I was getting water in the thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think you don't see this, but like Siggy's facing away, just going.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's just getting more and more annoyed and just forcing air.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Cricket. Maybe we put those away for now.
Alright.
Okay.
Don't want your pads to get wet.
I thought you're supposed to wet your whistle.
Ah, very good.
Inspiration.
Eventually,
I'm
Alzava and Barbara
Very happy.
sit down around the campfire and join you.
Skipping back. No.
Now, as my dear husband promised, if you would like, I see you're already ready, Siggy.
I know, me and Cricket are just looking at each other like.
Actually, I think I gifted Gab, didn't I? So I introduced myself as here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, they know you as here. That's my mistake.
You can call it
They do.
I know.
They do. That is completely my bad. My apologies. Here, are we all ready?
Oh, yeah, very
Yep.
excited.
So ready
Tell us
for
the tale
this.
of true love.
With a little sleight of hand flourish, a coin will appear in his hand and then disappear.
Oh, lovely.
Tony's like,
Well,
I prestidigitate background music so I can take notes.
planning.
well, me and my dear husband, we've known each other for well over 150 years now. I do.
holy shit.
It's older than I am.
Us gnomes, we live for many a cycle. Now, we both lived in Tilly Creek for a time, but when I first met Alzava, I was actually dating a lovely young woman called Devon. I just had this, I'm so sorry, bear with me.
Name generator. Name
Bab's got a
generator.
sexy side.
Where's it gone?
No female name.
The fact that he's got it written down means it must be very important backstory later on.
I
she's
have
gonna
this
be the
written down
person
and I
that's been
can't remember
killed
where
by-
I've written
Oh
it.
yeah.
By your
Gonna kill us all! Devon.
That's it. Vort. Vohrt. Devon Vort.
Alan Babs.
She was lovely. She actually worked at the Rivervine Winery. Yes. She used to steal me a little bottle from their cellars now and again, and we used to drink in the River Tree Woods. It was lovely. The first time I met Alzava, Alzava, why don't you share your little bit of the business? Well, I worked for my father at the time, and he was a stonemason. Now, I don't have nearly the skills for that sort of finery. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of dexterity, neither of which I have in buckets at all. But I was always keen to see him work, and so I would bring him some stone and that. You're dithering, dear. Get to the point. Sorry.
Oh yes.
So eventually, with my interest in supplying my father with stone, I started to purchase it for the means of selling it on. I'd give my father the best of blocks so that he could continue, and then I would sell the rest off to the other stonemasons. And the Rivervine Winery at the time was looking for more stone for their foundations. Well, I went over to supply them, and once the goods had been exchanged and coin, I was about to head out on my way, and I saw this beautiful gnome. Stunning red hair that fell down past her shoulders, and these bright green, sparkling eyes. Gorgeous she was. And you see Barbara just place a hand in Alzava's at this point.
Oh God, I'm gonna cry on her.
I'm close.
Well, I went on over and I introduced myself, and Barbara introduced herself, and we got to talking and we became very good friends. But she was seeing Miss Vort at the time, and so I left well enough alone. Unfortunately, Miss Vort was not of gnomish heritage. She was a human. And alas, humans do not live as long as we do. And she eventually passed.
Sorry.
It was a decade after Vort unfortunately left us that I ran into Barbara one day, and she was getting on with her life, though I think it's fair to say, my love, that Devon was still weighing on your heart a little while. Barbara sort of nods, but doesn't say anything and sort of steels herself. Well, I invited her for a drink at the Dancing Trout, which was my local tavern. And in fact, I still have some friends there, so if you do want some room and lodging, we can sort of set you up with that sort of thing. It's a really lovely pub as well. It's right by the river. Darling, the store... Sorry, I'm so sorry. Anyway.
Talking to Pete.
Or me.
Yeah, this is just Jack.
This is just me.
This is just Jack.
Anyway, I I invited her for a drink at the Dancing Trout. And I wanted nothing more than her company at the time. I swear it by all the gods in the sky.
Zone of truth.
Oh shit, yeah. No.
But we had a wonderful evening together. Let me tell you, no inn in Tilly Creek is silent for very long in the evening. Oh, no, not at all.
Oh,
That's fun.
you dirty dog, you.
Keep it clean, my dear boy. I'm talking about merriment and parties, nothing too nefarious. My goodness.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's such
he looks at you and goes,
I look at Barbara. What's she doing?
Barbara is looking at Alzava and smiling.
Oh god, that's
God,
so
my
pure.
heart.
And you took it to the.
I know. Of course I did.
Yeah,
Of course.
man.
Have you met Siggy?
No, I know. So
We had a wonderful evening of drinking and dancing. He was a perfect gentleman. And it was the funnest night I'd had in a very long time, and it made me forget my troubles just a little bit. And in that moment, I saw him ever so slightly differently. Anyway, as the night came to an end, he walked me back to the winery. And he made to go, and I held his hand just a moment. I gave him a little peck on the cheek, and I let him wander on off, but not before making him promise that he'd come and see me again. And the rest is history. We started courting, and we never left each other's side. And that was some 70-odd years ago now, if not longer.
Wow.
But that is our story.
Beautiful story.
Thank you for sharing that.
You are more than welcome. I'm very glad that it was so entertaining.
It will make a fine ballad.
You must try and return to Tilly Creek once you've finished it, and you can regale us with your ballad.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I'm very excited to hear it.
In fact, my intention, and this is going to be a barefaced lie, my intention was to scout out some venues for performances in future, so I dare say Tilly Creek is first on the list.
Wonderful. Well, yes, no, absolutely. You can find many a tavern in Tilly Creek. I mean, you've got the Acorn, you've got the Dancing Trout, you've got all sorts of places. You can throw a stone and you'll hit a tavern.
Excellent. Sounds like something of a party town.
I wouldn't say a party town, but there is merriment to be had. Please don't let me paint the city in a bad light. We're a stand-up sort of people. We're hardworking. We're
Nothing wrong with a good party.
but no, absolutely. It's you should enjoy your free time and your downtime when you can.
Can I ask a question about gnomish culture?
If I can help, yes, but by all means you can ask.
Well, first off, I just want to say that story's so lovely, and I hope that the rest of the pages in your tale together are just told with more and more joy.
Alzava sort of looks over to Barbara and goes, "I'm sure it will."
That warms my heart. Warms my heart. I just wanted to clarify something. You said that Barbara, you gave Alvar a lovely kiss on the cheek there, did you?
Yes, I did.
Sure. And in gnomish culture, is this classed as like a first kiss, or has it got to be?
No, it's not. It's not. I don't think that's no.
I mean, no. It's similar to humans and dwarves.
Sure. Well,
I'm not as
Grung.
familiar with Elvis culture or Grung culture. A peck on the cheek is but a simple show of affection. It's not what
It's a
you youngsters would call a first kiss, as it were.
So, just so I have a more full picture of your.
Cricket, are you asking for details about our first kiss? That's a little bit
Barbara, you
nosy,
see,
isn't it?
I got someone back home that I really like, and I just wanted to know how you went about giving that first kiss. Would you mind Would you mind telling me the
Make
story?
me a
behind
deception check.
it? How do you know it's deception? Well,
I know it's deception.
Can I make an insight against this?
I'll say,
a
I'll say
deception
no.
check.
He's got no. You've got no reason to insight.
I
him.
lied
I'm just
flawlessly.
surprised.
I'll have you all know, so that's
What's
fine.
the deception?
17.
No, you beat her completely.
My passive insight.
Cricket, that is adorable. What's her name? Or his name, or their name. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to assume.
Their name's Squish.
Squish!
Yeah.
None of us knew this. Where is this coming from?
Well, I've never been in a situation where I can talk about my love life before. I just want to.
That's exactly right.
My good.
Yeah. There's two of my friends, Squish and Squash, but Squish always caught my eye just slightly more.
She thinks for a moment and
Oh,
looks at
how
the ground
approaching.
and then smiles
Tell us
at
the story.
Alzheimer.
Tell us.
Oh.
We'd had a couple of outings together, picnics in the woods or by the river or something such as that. Dancing in the Dancing Trout, for instance, something like that. I think, if I may, Alzheimer, because he knew about Devon, he may not have wanted to assume or make the first move, and so he hadn't.
You keep yourself together, John. Someone's raging.
He hadn't.
Don't let me down, Babs. Come on.
He'd given me signs of his affection, but I sensed his hesitation.
Sure. So you wanted to make the first move, just to make sure
I
you felt
think
comfortable.
with past histories, it was more appropriate for me, and I was very appreciative that he was giving me that sort of time. Anyway, one day he had taken me on one of these picnics, and we were by the river, and I rested my head against his chest, and he was looking out over the forest. And in that moment, I just looked at him, and I wanted him to know how I felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sat up and I turned his face and I smiled at him and I gave him a little peck on the lips. And he kissed me right back.
That is just a wonderful story. I thank you so much for telling us.
You
That
are
must have been
very
really
welcome.
personal. Tony, I think
I flick a platinum at your head.
She's going to make an insight check at advantage.
You couldn't have been more subtle.
Have you met Tony?
I
She's
mean,
not
yeah,
subtle.
absolutely not.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, she's not trying to be stealthy.
Then make it a disadvantage, but I need a check.
Bonk.
Tony, I don't know what you're doing.
I'm going to use my passive for this one, if that's all right.
You can notice this, no trouble at all.
Siggy's got no idea.
I
She's
rolled
like,
two 13s. That's crazy. 15.
Nice.
She doesn't notice the coin. In the moment that she moves between you and Tony, the coin has been flicked and she does not notice it.
I want to try. Are you going to try and catch it? I was like, I really want to try and hit
Give
him
me
in
a
the face.
dexterity saving throw.
A dex save.
Dex save.
Okay.
That would be
Siggy has
really
not
cool,
noticed,
though.
he's just-
That would
No,
be cool.
yeah, I love that.
I hope you catch
That
it.
is 24 total.
Absolutely.
So bad.
And it's
Not
in the
even
pouch
looking.
before she even notices.
I flick it at him and I'm like hoping to hit him and I see him catch it and I'm like,
I think I'm going to catch it like this. And then incline my head and just put it on the hat to hide it like that. And scratch my chin.
Inspiration. That's so smooth. I love that.
Incredible.
Fantastic
Oh, me,
stuff.
oh,
so I'm
my.
down 10 gold.
Beautiful.
And I'm up 1 platinum, baby. Well, not yet. I'll see where it goes.
No, you.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time that we kissed.
And when was the first time you fucked?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Gift of gab. I rested that.
Gift the gab.
That works on one person, so
rescind
one
that.
of them remembers and one of them doesn't.
Oh no! That's true.
Alzheimer
rescind it
looks
on
at
Barbara.
you and goes, "Here, that is a little bit too personal and not really appropriate."
Understood. I'm sorry. I just got excited.
Barbara looks at him and goes, "Alzheimer, what on earth are you talking about?"
Barbara, I just can't thank you enough for such a lovely story.
You're so welcome. It
I'm
was
so
I
disappointed.
can't believe that. I mean, are you adventurous? Do I refer to you as mercenaries? What?
You can call us friends now.
Friends.
Aww.
That's adorable. You are
We wasn't ready for
I wasn't ready for that. Oh, sorry. That was so you.
Well, I'm very touched that you found it so interesting. We don't think of ourselves as very adventurous or exciting folk. Don't get me wrong, we love our life and we live it well. But we didn't think that you sorts of people would have that sort of interest. I mean, come on, you must have many a tale from where you're from. Where are you from?
She says that, Siggy's eyes light up. And he's like, oh, yes.
Come
I do.
on, here.
Very many good tales.
Where are you from?
I think at this point as well, like traveling in disguise and like, I think Siggy's getting a little frustrated with it. And he's maybe starting to trust these people a little bit. So, I am from Esheim. The Twin Blades.
Esheim? My goodness me, you're a long way from home. That's all the way across the continent.
I am aware, yes. Painfully aware.
Do you miss your home terribly?
Oh, wow.
Well, I hope that the fates blow you in that direction and return you home soon.
It is part of my culture to leave home and travel for extended periods, but yes, I do miss my family, and I miss my Drengar, my friends.
Oh.
And
why are you traveling, may I ask?
Well, in my culture, it's customary for a young dwarf to go out and see the world, gather stories, and return, hopefully, triumphant with some achievement or story.
Wonderful. Well, what is yours?
I haven't got there yet, so at this moment in time, I cannot return.
Then you still have many an adventure on your way, I suppose.
I do, and I relish these adventures. I just hope it comes around sooner rather than later.
And so do I. If it means you can return to your family, so do I.
For you see, if I return without any tales of glory or significance, then I will be banished permanently. I won't be allowed to go back. So I need to do something big.
Well, you've already done a great deed in our eyes here. Please remember that. You're already heroes to us. Each and every one of you. You have unequivocally saved our lives and our livelihood. Without these horses, without this cart, without the stone and lumber that we have already bought, we'd be ruined.
That's very good to know. But I'm kind of talking about like slaying a dragon.
I know you adventuring types are all about the greatest beasts, etc., but
it's gotta be big, you know.
It is your conduct around the little folk as well. That's what I believe makes a true hero. Not slaying a great beast or bringing home a great treasure. You've chosen to help us, do us a favor. And we will never be able to repay you enough. So please, remember that.
I will.
Now, enough of this. Cricket, where are you from?
No.
Oh, you gonna go around the circle? You're
I
gonna...
want to listen. We've given our story. It's only fair that you all share.
Who's your first kiss?
It doesn't need to be your first kiss. I would like to know about where you're from, though.
I'm from...
Zone of Truth.
I'm from a big swamp, long way away. It's a couple of continents over.
Are you from a different continent? You'll have to apologize my ignorance. I've never seen a grung before.
It's all right. I mean, I've only seen a few gnomes in my time, and that's from moving around the city. So.
Oh, a gnome's not common from where you're from.
Not so much. I mean, where I was from, maybe, but we kind of kept to ourselves most of the time. It was only when I left that I started seeing more of the world.
Wow. Did you, were you like, here, did you want to go and see the world, or were you off on an adventure, or?
Well, I think the world came to see me, and
I know what you mean.
I just took it up.
Circumstances just so sometimes happen, don't they?
Yeah. But I made a good friend along the way. We were partners, and
Is that as in romantic partners, or is that a business partners? Or?
it was like a partner in crime, like adventure.
Oh yes,
Bros.
not unlike myself and Elzevir here.
Well, exactly. These things spill over, don't they? You can be
Yeah,
more
they
than
most certainly do. Yes, absolutely.
He was a lot like a mentor to me as well. And I lost him for a while. And thanks to my new friends, I think I'm on the way to getting him back.
How long have you all known each other?
A couple of months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not long. You work so well together. It's marvelous to see.
Well, we've had to bond quite quickly, really, haven't we?
Baptism fire.
Circumstances dictate that strong bonds were formed quickly in the heat of fire.
Well, sometimes that is just the way, but it seems you're doing very awfully well for yourself, so keep it up. That's delightful. Now, Willow, I do believe it's your turn. Cricket shared a little bit about...
I know this one.
You do?
Yes.
Well...
She's from the Eternity Forest.
No, I'm not.
Oh. I don't know this.
Perhaps it's better if we let Willow tell that story. Willow.
We've done this.
I know. But he's not.
You talk about it all the time.
Still looked at it
I've
for hours
never
and hours.
mentioned it.
You're always
All
looking
you
at
do
it.
is look at trees.
You guys were sleeping.
It's the biggest.
Oh yeah, we don't know.
Oh, that's.
We know that.
When we were on our way to the Blacklands,
You were asleep.
What?
Yeah, we know.
You were looking wistfully off. I don't sleep. I retcon everything.
Okay.
I look at trees. It's what I do.
Exactly. That's so short.
I love trees.
Eternity Forest is the biggest patch of trees I've ever seen in my life.
With the fact that Cricket and Siggy would not know that information, I will say that particular exchange does not happen.
Bad gameplay. Sorry.
I swear you were looking at
Because
trees.
you guys are
Oh,
so confident.
you know that Willow was looking at trees. Cricket does not.
No, when we were chopping along in the horse.
Not enough.
I take it all back.
Unfortunately, my friends, that is a secret still with Willow. Now, Willow. Where does this come from?
Well, we used to be able to whisper to each other, but we can't anymore.
I can hear you.
Ben, I'm really sorry for ruining your backstory.
That's not a whisper, dude.
worry, it's not my backstory.
Oh yeah, it didn't happen. I forgot. Sorry.
But I still appreciate the book.
Okay.
Love you, miss you.
I don't think they noticed.
Give me the cup. Give me the cup. Ben, we can literally all hear
Please leave your name and message after the phone.
If you're both quite finished.
We are now. Yes. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That blindsided me.
It blindsided me too. Willow,
Yes,
you
hi.
are being asked by Alzevir
Oh,
about
everywhere. I live everywhere. Where the wind carries us.
Well, how can someone live everywhere?
By taking a tent and a carriage and a caravan.
Are you a nomad?
Yeah, yes. Sure, a gnome. There were some gnomes in
No,
there.
sorry, not a gnome. A nomad, a traveller. You
Yeah.
don't settle in one place.
Yeah, my family and my tribe. Not to sound like Ziggy. They. Yeah,
Your
we-
people.
Yeah,
Come
we
in many forms.
we
Wonderful.
travelled around everywhere.
My goodness.
My parents were originally from Rondithriel, but
Oh, my goodness. How have you all ended up here? Rondithriel's...
I've never been there.
Have you not?
No, that's just where they're from. So I guess blood-wise. they're
Oh,
from there, but,
wonderful. Fair enough.
No, I lived everywhere.
My goodness me, you are a colourful bunch of individuals. Rondithriel, I've heard of it. I've never been myself either. Obviously, it's a very long way, and it's past the Viridian Kingdom, so...
Yeah, I send letters there because I'm hoping I think they still have a house there, but we
Wonderful.
Yeah, nice. I've never been, so.
So did you travel with your parents, did you say, or they still...
Yeah, my two mums and my dad, and then there was about 18 of us. And we all
Wonderful.
of all different types, and
My goodness.
they're all followers of Haverin, same
Really?
god as Tony.
Is
sorry.
that
I
how?
just outed you.
Is that no? You're quite right. You worship Haverin.
Yep.
Delightful.
What are you doing?
Having a good time.
How many times has she told you that joke?
That was the first thing she said to me. when I met her.
Really? Well, I mean, I want to hear where you're from, so maybe that's a story for another time. But I would love to know how you met. But sorry, Willow, carry on.
No, but that's pretty much it.
Wonderful.
And now I live. Now my home is with these guys.
Still living that nomadic lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't like cities that much.
Fair.
They're
You're like Tilly Creek. It's not like a human city.
mm-hmm.
It comes from more gnomish, halfling, and dwarven heritage, earth folk.
Oh, nice.
So it's a wide berth away from a human constructed city. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard interesting things about Tilly Creek, so I'm intrigued.
Wonderful.
Humans
Now-
are pretty dull, to be fair.
They have their merits. They're
absolutely.
adaptable.
But in terms of architecture, they're not very.
No, just in general, we hate them.
I can't say I don't have. You hate them.
No.
I was going to say. I mean, do you?
I don't particularly like them, but no. They're not very nice
I hope that's
people.
not down to personal experience. I've heard terrible tales of, if you don't mind my saying, people of your ilk being mistrusted based on nothing other than how they look.
Basically.
Sorry.
I'm telling you, I never knew him. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Whereabouts are you from then, Tony?
I'm from the Horizon Mountains.
The Horizon Mountains. My goodness.
Yep.
Another far traveller.
Yeah.
How have you all come from such far off points?
On foot.
On foot?
Most.
You travelled all the way from Esheim on foot? You must have been travelling for cycles and cycles.
Well, I didn't come straight from here to there. I stopped off on the way occasionally.
Right.
I'm a lot older than I look.
I'll have to get your moisturising cream.
I'm 168,
Really?
I think.
You do look. You
I
do
stopped
look good
keeping
for
track of-
168.
Well, thank you.
You know what, my buddy dear boy? I know exactly what you mean. After the first couple of centuries, you kind of just
You get bored.
mark them in the calendar and you keep on going.
Celebrate the big ones, but then.
Well, yes, I mean, me and Barbara said we met first 150 years ago.
No, I know, it's just centuries. I don't think I'm gonna see a century. For you to be talking about them so willy-nilly, just...
I mean, yes.
My father is
unfortunately,
450 years old.
we're very lucky to see our age. With us having a traveling occupation, we're very lucky to have survived this long. Usually we'd be dead before then, purely due to circumstance. Not a lot of people see the end of their possible lifespan. I'm sure even elves of old don't reach their eldest years because of the incursions that could happen to them. This is why we have cities and things like that, to protect ourselves.
I'm very glad that you are around as long as you have been. I feel like tonight is exactly what I've needed. Just a bit of a talk and a sit and a chill out in my tub. Do you like my tub, by the way?
I think it's spectacular. How is this why you picked that spot? Did you
that's
find this here, or?
No, Ziggy built it. Well,
I just
dug it.
I didn't even ask. I just got given a tub.
You
If
truly
I
are good friends.
But I wanted a barrel so it could become like a.
Is that
portable-
why you were asking for the barrel?
So I thought Ziggy could carry it on his back every day for the rest of our existence together.
Such a good idea.
You could
workout.
definitely
New
purchase
backpack.
that sort of equipment in Tilly Creek. Not a problem
great.
at all.
Oh,
In
Lord.
fact,
Ziggy, write that on
dear
your
Barbara
shopping list.
could probably hook you up with a free one from the winery.
Wow, with straps?
Probably not with straps.
Oh, we can get the straps in.
Is it like collapsible?
No,
Foldable?
it's just a portable
You
bar.
have to take it. Okay.
We can find someone to put the strap on.
And then And then when you're not using it, we can brew wine.
Peter.
Sorry. I'll wear the strap on, I don't mind.
No, I know you don't.
No, moving on.
No, I got lots of good friends. That's where we were. Back in good friend territory.
How old are you, Cricket?
Me, I've already had my midlife crisis, and I'm 32.
Oh, wow. You're a baby.
I am a baby.
How long do
Little baby.
grungs usually live for? I don't know.
Oldest person I know turned 54.
Oh.
What?
Oh,
It's just.
You're old.
I'm old for a grunt, yeah.
I don't know you were so mature.
But you.
Yeah, I thought you were like 12.
No, I'm old. I'm not old. I got comparatively probably a third and a bit of my life left if I don't die earlier. But we don't have a lot to go on. That's why we're so impulsive.
Ziggy starts looking through his notes on how to extend Grung's lifespan.
I mean, if you can, that would be really good. But I'm happy. I got a lot to do before I go. I got a lot to get done before I go. But you guys are helping that a lot more than you know.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I half expect to be dead by my 200th birthday anyway.
Why?
If I can hit a quarter of what you
That way
got.
you can die?
I live a very dangerous lifestyle, and I'm not afraid to die, so...
Why
I do,
is
I
that?
get my clan, the Vardi Lokar, we don't exactly worship any gods, but we follow the teachings of our ancestors, those that came before. And should we die in battle or in heroic circumstances, we get to go and join them, which is the greatest honor of any Vardi's life or death.
Interesting.
He's got a DNR.
Do
not
not
revivify.
revivify.
You have the powers amongst you to revivify people.
Well, hopefully.
My goodness.
I
Otherwise,
kind of know how to do it.
Yeah.
So we hope
Have
that.
you ever done it before?
No.
Practice is
Not
Probably best that you've
Yeah.
not needed to, I suppose, but
Yeah.
Hey,
I
I mean,
think-
if you need some practice, I'm happy to let you do it once.
Just once.
Just once.
And then, okay.
And then after, you let me go and join my ancestors. Because if you bring me back,
Well,
they're
they-
all like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm being revivified."
Yeah, well,
I will
do we
not.
need to
What
know
if
it's
I,
a
like-
practice run before, or is it like...
I can let them know probably.
surely your ancestors would love you to live your life as long as you could. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure you'd love to join them and it'd still be a great honor when you
course.
die, but
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to die. I'm just saying that if I do, it's not a big deal.
What if I manage to bring you back and then your ancestors like haunt me or something? Like,
is that possible?
Are they gonna punish me for bringing you back to life?
I'll be honest. I've never heard of a Varti who died in battle being revivified, so I don't know what the situation would
Oh
really be.
no.
Oh, apart from one, actually, the leader of my clan, she was revivified, and she's kind of a big deal now. So maybe it's not that bad.
Maybe they'll. Okay.
Maybe that would be enough.
Maybe
for your
it's an
story.
honor.
They call her the twice lived. She's pretty cool.
They might call you the thrice lived.
If you keep casting spells on yourself, with
Okay. I didn't think
Trees
it
at this
through.
point bend inwards a little bit to provide a bit more shade.
I didn't think it through. Okay. I acted out of desperation. But it kind of worked, I think. I don't know.
At the end of the day, it did work, and you know what? Not all our decisions are perfectly made. Sometimes we act on impulse, and
I'm very
sometimes we make mistakes, but if we don't make mistakes, we can never learn anything. So long as you're growing and you're learning from it, that's all that matters. But maybe don't cast spells on yourself all the time.
Okay, fine.
I'm only pulling your beard, dwarf.
Don't touch the beard.
Oh,
Not the beard!
I wouldn't dream of it, my friend.
Wait, Sheer doesn't have a beard.
Does Kern not have a beard?
Oh, Julia must have a beard.
He's just got like red curly auburn hair.
He does.
Maybe a bit of
Sperry
maybe a
have a
bit of
beard.
facial fuzz.
You are still a dwarf, though, aren't
I am
you?
still a dwarf. Yeah.
He's
I'm still dwarf
he
size.
still
He jests.
says
He jests.
he jests more of a turn of phrase towards dwarves than an actual rhetoric on what you have as facial hair.
It is established that he is disguised as Sheer, but dwarven. Sheer.
Dwarven Cure.
Whereas previously I have been disguised as human Sheer.
That's
Yeah.
fine. So then with Dwarven Cure, I will say he still says that.
we say goodbye to? Didn't we have a little?
Edwin.
Edwin's
God, that's a throwback.
That is.
Episode
I missed
6,
it.
that wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
episode 5 or
Like
6.
that, yeah.
Campaign 2. Human fighter. Boring as fuck. Mind you.
Well, I don't know about you, Elzevir, but that is all the tale telling that I think I have time for this evening. You'll have to excuse me, but I think I'm going to take my night's rest.
Okay, I'll start casting up. Dome.
You make the dome.
Yes.
While she's making the dough,
You just got that.
um,
what you? Oh my god.
cricket. Oh. Cricket.
Yeah.
Is this what certain message
Do you
looks
want to
like?
quickly go for a walk with me just to grab some more firewood for the fire?
Do you maybe want to say over after you finish your sentence?
Over.
Willow snaps on a twig and shit.
Yeah, I'll walk on over. Over.
Great, let's go. Over.
Do I need my overcoat? Over.
Fuck's sake.
Jack's over this. Over.
Or just a pullover. Over. Are we going out? Over and out.
Let this bit be over. Brilliant. I love it. I can't believe you. Commitment. I love it. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff.
Tune it
So
out, tune it
Cricket
out.
and Willow are.
I'm just gonna go get some firewood quickly.
Get some firewood.
I will busy myself with beginning to scribe the Ballad of Alvie and Babs.
I love it.
So he sits down and starts embellishing the story that he has just told. I will say, do you all wait for the... Do you... No.
I know it takes 10 minutes.
It takes 10 minutes, so you're looking to be back within 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's I'm using it as an excuse to have a chat.
Totally fine, totally fine. Just wanted to make sure that you'd be back in time by the time the dome is cast, because otherwise you
I'm going
can't
to do
get
it
back
again.
in.
It's free.
Wonderful. Well then, I think we'll take a little early break there and come back and we can have that little chat after the break. Please join us in a couple of minutes and we'll see what Cricket and Willow are conspiring over.
Don't let her touch you!
Thank you very much.
Is that the name of the episode?
Oh god, it's going to be now. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Over.
and welcome back. So, Willow and Cricket, you had just scurried off.
There was no
whilst-
scurrying. We sauntered.
So, I'm so sorry. You sauntered off. I'll let them describe it as that. Whilst Tony is casting Lehman's Tiny Hut. So, in this quick 10 minutes, what would you like to discuss?
Just real quickly. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
You know what? That story and the hot tubs really cheered me up. Thank you
No,
very
that's
much.
good. I'm glad. Have you shaken off the other day?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
It was intense.
It was. Yeah.
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 I mean, it was just us for a moment or two.
I know. I didn't know if you wanted me to say anything. I've not been saying anything around anyone else, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's all right.
I don't
but
want you to say anything to anyone about it. That's all right.
okay. Yeah, sure. Are you okay though?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I feel like now we've lost Matthew and Connie. You really picked up the reins. So
I just want to make sure everyone's okay and that we all get to where we want to go.
I know, but you're doing a very good job. I just want you to know that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate your discretion.
I got you.
Tony doesn't even know, so I want to keep it that way.
Yeah, I won't say a word.
Thank you. I think we're nearly up, so we should probably head back. Thank you for the book as well. I got the book. I'm guessing that was from you. I have
Yeah.
no context for that whatsoever. I got a book. Was it from you?
Correct. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know you like forests and trees, and it's the biggest forest I've ever seen in my life. So.
Yeah, it's cool. I've not really delved much into it yet, but I'll.
That's okay. You
I'll
just
have a
whatever.
look.
Just I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to sleep without switching off. So if you needed the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're gonna be okay with this.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the hand that's gloved, because it's gloved, I can hold it. So maybe
Yeah.
just hold on to your pinky finger. So
Yeah. Come on, let's get in the dome.
And you return without any fire.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pushed you out the way. Dome comes up.
You just see Cricket try and jump and.
I just hear muffled. I guess I'll take first watch then.
You all
visual.
start to
Do
come
it
to
again.
rest in the dome. Do you cast Night of Night on Cricket again?
Are you going first?
I can go first.
Sure.
Fantastic stuff.
Does anyone want to watch with each other? Is that or?
Does anybody know a word that rhymes with vinery? Oh, winery. There we go. Oh, very good.
That's perfect.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I was like,
Binary?
oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
very good.
Maybe I'm a bard in another
Maybe
life.
you should write some songs.
All right. There once was a vine with wine.
I have one job.
hey, how's We're Fucked Part 2 going?
Not.
Have you put that to the side while
I'm
you
good.
focus on
That's a
those?
work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll maybe
Well, I
focus
want
on
to hear
this.
it when it's
Okay.
done.
Well, it starts.
I'm sure that would
We're
be
fucked.
great.
Oh, actually, that's right.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no,
I mean,
it's not.
story for a story. Elzebeth and Barbara, just
No,
before you settle
no.
down,
Yes?
I was just wondering if you wanted to hear.
That's right. Antonia was going to sing us a song.
Oh my
She
God.
would.
Yes,
Well,
oh
she
my God.
did.
Remembering my
Just a
first
verse.
meeting.
Just a verse. I know we're all very tired.
Well,
we
it
don't
is nearly better. Go on. You can sing us a verse, and then you can sing us the rest tomorrow.
I'm happy to sing if she doesn't really well.
No, I want to see as much. Listen, Sigismund, you've already given us. It's just me.
I know. No, don't be daft. It's dumb.
Yeah, listen, you've given us wonderful tales already, but I want to hear from Antonia.
Remembering my first meeting with Moffy while
Fucking
sliding
hell.
silver over to Antonia and go, begin!
Why? What?
And Tony sings us a wonderful song.
What
The end.
would Tony?
No.
Absolutely not.
Haverin'
Haverin' superstar.
I think she looks around and like, how much are you guys taking the piss, and how much do you actually want her to sing?
I'm
wholeheartedly taking the piss.
Yeah.
Alzheimer and Barbara are deadpan
Have
serious.
you ever sung worship before?
No, not in front of you.
Then Willow's got a beam in her face, but it's also like, maybe you've got a singing voice. I'm not here to make a joke out of you.
We are.
I think
We don't want to put pressure on you, Tony, but your friends speak so highly of your talents that we would love you to share just a small little
I mean,
something.
nobody has ever heard me sing, so I don't know where they've got
She's
it.
just got one of those faces, you know, when they look like they can sing.
Oh, you never heard her sing before?
No, I'm excited.
No, she always says she's saving it for good guests.
For the best guests.
The daggers that he's stared at you right now.
Inside.
Well, then, Tony, if you've not sung in this present company before, maybe we could give you a day or two to prepare.
That's okay. I'll. And she like closes her eyes.
The clod!
A clod
Or a
and
bloke.
or a blessing.
and because of everything that's happened and thinking about home, having just told them about it, and having had the little thing with Haverin in the meditation, she'll just kind of close her eyes and be like, and she'll like, I don't know how much like singy it is, but she'll kind of regale. Who am I? I'm you.
I think you'll find that's a me word. Thank you very much.
I'm Jack. She'll
Particular.
kind of start softly, very low, very quiet, but she'll kind of sing, I guess, slash speak, slash like hum. It's like a mixture of something that like it's weird because it's not like a song, but it's
Got some form of melody
yes,
to
and
it.
it's like an elven like I don't even know what I'm saying, like an elven
Prayer.
yes, kind of, but it's not a hymn, but it's that kind of vibe, but it's very low and has a rhythm to it, but she's just doing it like as if it's to herself, and thinking about the conversation that she's had before.
It is almost akin to a ballad or a story and a hymn, and none of them and all of them. It's somewhere in between.
Let's think about it.
It is in Elvish. Who here speaks Elvish?
I have broken Elvish.
Ooh, I
Elvish?
I'm not sure if I do.
I do not.
Willow,
Yes.
you would understand what Tony is talking about, and you do catch phrases and words. Did you say you?
I don't.
You don't. Tony,
Yeah.
number one, make me either a performance or a religion check. I will let you pick.
For the power of God.
I don't know why in my head
Could I
Tony
have-
sounds like Cher.
Can I have guided myself before I did it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She doesn't work. I think
I believe.
this is not like. I believe.
It's ideal because I generally think what Tony is asking Haverin is, what am I supposed to do?
Oh, brilliant.
Put the poison
I think it's
into
less of like a.
Stop, we're going to have to pay shares.
Yeah.
It's less of like I'm gonna sing a song for your entertainment, and it's more of, okay, like you're taking the piss, but I'm gonna do this for myself.
Yeah.
It's more of that, and
I
it's
love it.
more
Found
of
that they
I
know
love
not what they
like
do.
that.
Come on.
And it's very much to herself. She's not performing. It's so good.
She finally rules well.
Yes. Fucking hell. I can't even do that math. This is a stupid number. Are you kidding? 26.
Whoa!
I think that might be higher than you've ever rolled on a performance check.
It is.
The most uncharismatic, unperforming person.
Siggy is fighting between deep appreciation, wiping away a tear, and fury. He's like, so beautiful.
There is a pregnant pause whilst Tony steels herself
And steals the limelight.
and then almost imperceptibly she starts to recite this chant or hymn or stanza in a language that only you fully understand. And it is a tale that all clerics of the Moon Watchers hold dear to them. It is the story of Dara and Oralis, the Moon King and the Princess of Stars. Lovers locked together, but never able to reach. And that is all the information you glean from how much of the story on that performance check do you
Oh my god. 26.
sing? How long do you sing for?
I think she wouldn't mean to have like do a lot of it, but I think she kind of gets lost in it.
Out of habit, muscle memory,
Yeah.
the feeling of being back in that mindset draws you through. And Willow, you hear the story of Dara and Oralis and how
this before.
I will say you have not heard this hymn before. However, you have definitely heard this story from Tony in short form or some form. It's a tale that tells of the time of the gods when they were still creating the planes around them. Dara looked upon Oralis and instantly fell in love, but no matter how fast he ran to her, no matter which method or path he took, he always stayed the same distance. Oralis equally loved Dara, but her responsibility as Queen of the Gods kept her from him, and thus they shared a love that they could never fully express. And as time went on, Dara graciously accepted that to bask in her light made him who he was, and he was happy with that. But as a symbol of his ever stalwart devotion, he created the 4 moons of Ilthansia and the Moon Watchers, the gods, to watch over them. Havarin, Olorus, Nelagwe, and Vantha.
Is he right?
Havarin?
Yes, that's right.
Havarin? Is that the right ones?
Yes.
Havarin? I'm suddenly second guessing myself.
The
Havarin,
moons.
Olorus,
The moons.
Nelagwe, and Vantha
Yeah.
are the 4 moons. You would not know them as this. You would not know them as this.
No.
I'll get to that in a minute.
I'll take it on.
These 4 Moon Watchers represented different parts of Dara and different parts of Dara's love for Oralis. Humility, tranquility, direction, and love in itself. And these Moon Watchers were created to hold aloft the moons in the heavens so that everyone could remember Dara's love for Oralis. And as this final stanza comes to an end, there is only silence in the dome as everybody is enraptured with the tale of the Moon King and the Star Princess.
I think she did it all with her eyes closed. Like she's not. She's just like doing it to herself. And when she's finished, she opens her eyes and you can see that they're very teary.
Same. Tony inspiration.
That's how you rise to a very awful challenge.
Well done. Back out at 26.
But she's kind of like she doesn't really know where that came from.
That's the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
My mum used to sing that to me.
I'll make a bard out of you yet, Anthony.
I didn't know you could sing so well.
Barbara comes over to you. She takes your hand, plants a hand on your shoulder, looks you in the eyes, just nods and says, "My dear, I cannot thank you enough for sharing that with us. Thank you."
Willow, really quickly, what was she saying? And I'm just going to ask for like a brief translation.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely, Willow. If you would like, you can briefly translate, or you can ask Tony, because Tony will understand the story as well.
Tony, really quickly, what were you singing about?
He's very overwhelmed right now. It's the story of...
Exposition.
And now you know the tale of the Moon King and the Star Princess, Dara and Oralis.
Honestly, so beautiful.
At this point, you would hear the four moons, Vantha, Olorus, Nelagwir, and Havarin, and something twigs in your mind that that's not the names of the moons.
Yeah, Tony, why? I swear I've got different names for some of the moons.
You would know this. Long ago, there was a particular scholar, Professor Lexanoth, who studied the stars and the moons.
Yeah, he's the name of the white moon.
And the month.
He,
Blasphemy!
disregarding the teachings of the clerics of Dara and the rest of the Moon Watchers, not knowing their history, whilst he was studying the astrology of Ilthansia, he came up with the calendar that you use in modern day, that runs on a 4-week, 15 Lexanoth cycle based on the white moon of Havarin. And he renamed the moons the white moon after himself. He named one of the moons after Dara, the god king,
My blue
which is the blue moon, and he believed this to be a great service to Dara, the moon king. He thought he was granting him benevolence, and thus he thought he was okay to do this. And this, because of the modern calendar, it spread like wildfire because it was a way to measure time, and it became as common as the language common. And thus people quite quickly, unless they knew about the teachings of the Moon Watchers and the Moon Gods, they quickly forgot the real names of the moons. And thus now you may know Lexanoth as the white moon, but originally it was the white moon of Havarin. And it is quite a blasphemy to moon clerics to regard the moons as Lexanoth or Dara or whatever it may be, because it is doing a disservice to Dara's original intent. He made the moons and the gods for a particular purpose, to show his devotion and love and adoration to Oralis, and Lexanoth did away with that. He was a somewhat ignorant and slightly narcissistic man in the eyes of the moon clerics.
Wow.
Tony, I'm so sorry. I thought I thought I knew what I was talking about when I was looking at the moons.
It's one way to erase an entire culture.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was insulting you. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Everyone knows them as that. It's just not correct.
So, run them by me again. What are they actually called?
Yeah, go on.
Havarin.
Havern's the white one, right?
Yep.
Do you want me to dive in?
Nelagir.
Nelagir.
Delaware, is that that's the blue one? That's the one that I thought was called Dara? Blue? What? Say that again, I just lost it.
Nelagir.
Nelagir.
No, I'm definitely gonna spell that right.
Nelaguir.
Vanther.
Vantha.
Is that
which
the orange or fuchsia?
fuchsia.
And
What was that called? Vantha.
Vantha.
I'll wait.
Vantha.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm sorry.
And
No, you're all good.
Oralis.
And
Oralis.
Olorus.
Olorus.
Olorus. Ollorus. Not Oralis, which is the name of
Orolorus.
the goddess of the sun, the
And that-
queen of the pantheon.
Oh yeah.
And that was
Oro-
Polaris.
And that was
Polaris.
Polaris, yes.
Okay, I'm with you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Tony. I had no idea. And the sun's still called the sun.
Yeah,
Yes.
you regard the sun as the sun. Some refer to it as Oralis because Oralis is the goddess of the sun. She's the queen of the pantheon. But each of the moons are named after, because there are gods specifically crafted to hold them aloft in the sky, the clerics name those moons after the gods that watch over them.
Tony, that was really beautiful. I'm very proud.
I don't really know what happened then.
It was gorgeous. I wasn't expecting that. To be fair, I was expecting you to do some sort of like throat singing. But
Yeah.
that was real. That was real beautiful, and she could give her a little peck on the cheek.
Now that's not a first kiss. Just so you know.
Not by no means standards.
Exactly right.
Wouldn't be a first kiss even if it was.
Oh.
I'm joking with that.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a while. That's all.
I'm sorry that your friends got taken by those wyverns, and I'm sorry that you encountered them in the first place, but I can safely say that this is the best journey myself and my wife have ever been on.
Well, you take a loss, you take a win, don't you?
Now, I think it is about time we all get
You
some
might be
rest.
right, yeah.
We have a long journey tomorrow.
Yeah. What did we lose again?
What?
What did we lose again?
See episode.
They're going to get back and be like, how dare you have so much fun?
Moon law.
We've just been singing songs and waiting for you. All right.
She'll be coming.
You bed down for the evening. Cricket, you're taking first watch.
I'll take first one.
Perception check.
Eyes
please.
up night.
Eyes up night.
Does that give
Advice
me
you.
advantage, or does that just make it?
It means you don't have disadvantage.
I understand. Oh, Jack. There better not be anything out there tonight. I'm seeing it miles away. That's a natural 20 for 25.
Oh!
We've had a lovely evening,
My
Jack,
song was
please.
so
Absolutely.
We've had a
inspiring.
lovely evening. Don't do anything.
In this slightly secluded area, but a clearing nonetheless, you have a good vantage point, 360 degrees around you, to see if anything is coming at you, even from the sky. And you are certain that there is no threat to you, nor your party, nor your entourage, as you sit there.
Can I poke my head out? Can I see the moon?
At this point, you can see. Sorry, let me just bring up my
The night before
calendar.
it was pink and green.
It is the 5th of Qualiges. You can see the first sliver of Haverin.
Hey yo!
He's out. First time
He
he's
is,
come
he is starting to wax. You can see. You just hear this.
Oh yeah, I don't know why.
Wait,
I went for a surfboard wax on myself. I don't know why.
You can see.
just Willow waxing a
You can
tree.
see just less than half of Nelaguir
Okay.
as she's starting to wane.
Wayne.
You can see a sliver of orange hanging in the sky as Olorus is starting to appear once more, and you can see a small but beautiful fuchsia moon full.
So we can see them all.
You can see them all
Oh, that's
in
lovely.
some semblance.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step
Lovely.
out of the hut. I'm just gonna take a moment to stand and look at them all, and I'm
Aw.
just gonna say, Haverin, Nelguir, Vantha Ollerus. It's nice to meet you.
Hmm.
And then I'll step back in.
Incredible.
Oh no, wait, we got one wrong. Did we get one wrong?
No.
You sure?
Havren, Ollerus,
I
Nelagwe.
have Qualro.
Qualero, not Ollerus, sorry. Qualero.
That's why I was like, when you said Oralis, I was like, that's
No,
the son.
I'm so sorry. No, you're right. I was like, I'm sure I got those right, and yet
Yeah.
something doesn't sound right.
I
Qualero.
got you.
Thank you very much. Quolloro. Qualero.
Yes, that's why I
will
was
say
like
them all
Oralis. It's
correctly
not
if that's
Oralis.
okay.
Absolutely, you do so. That is my bad. I'm so
No,
sorry.
no.
I had so many gods running through my mind. I was like, which one's a which?
You say Ollerus and you hear Tony go,
You don't.
Struck down by
Yeah.
for making me
Suck
singing
it,
punk.
Qualro.
Sorry.
Oh, lovely.
Havren, Nelagwe, Qualero,
Yeah, I was
and
like, that doesn't sound
Vantha.
I'll
right.
take the time to correctly
I don't
name them
remember
all.
being
Absolutely, you do so.
Apologize for
Perfect.
misnaming them
I love it.
and then step back
Okay,
in.
so
You do so. Wonderful. Maybe a religion check.
Cute.
I know lots about religion.
Moonbeam.
Oh, you talk about.
I did.
16 plus 0 for 16.
16.
what did you ask?
I didn't.
There is a dappling of clouds in the
He's like
sky.
Qualro's raging.
Gathers above. There is a dappling of cloud in the sky, but you can see in parts all of the moons in separate areas of the sky. Some are covered at certain points. And just as you pull your head in, the clouds shift in such a way that for a second you can see all 4 moons hanging in the sky.
Do I know who's on next watch?
You would know that Siggy's on next watch.
Are we doing the same as before, or does anyone want to go with anyone else?
I was,
Willow usually takes the last watch because of her trance.
Did you want to wake me up?
yeah, I was going
You
to.
can wake
actually.
me up. I'll go next.
I might
Okay.
nudge you and be like, look, I can see all 4 of them. Look.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Yeah?
The switch from Kendall to emotionless Tony.
Tony's seen it all before.
You got a lifetime of inspiration.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Tony.
Uh-huh,
No,
uh-huh.
I know you're not supposed to be in the next watch, but
That's
I'm
okay,
sure
I'll go
Siggy-
next.
Siggy won't mind if you swap. Come on, look,
Okay,
come on,
okay, go.
look. Stick your head out.
And you can
Look
see
up.
all 4 moons. You look for a moment. The clouds pass back over. That thin sliver of Havren disappears. You can still see Vantha and Nelagwe. Ollerus disappears for a second. And then they reappear as the clouds.
I think they came to listen to your story.
By the power vested in me!
I am the
Moonweaver.
You know, even though the other day was not great, I still feel close to him.
Well, I mean, I think he's here for you. You came out to hear your story. I know sometimes, well, where I come from, gods don't always show that they're looking out for you, but sometimes in making you act for yourself, they're actually helping you in the long run. Sometimes the challenge is a gift with a bit of spiky wrapping paper.
Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest.
I think he's here for you.
Yeah.
Tony, I made up some of what I told to Barbara and Alsvar. I didn't love anyone. I just wanted to hear the rest of the story. But
There's no squish?
there's Squish and Squash. They were 2 of my friends, but I didn't have anything to do with them.
Oh, okay.
I did have a sister. I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to do any of that. But when I nearly ran away, I saw you on the floor, and I didn't want to leave. I'm tired now. I don't want to talk about much, but thank you. You can stay where your mates.
Thank you as well. Okay, go to sleep.
Tony, make me a perception check.
Oh, you made me cry. What? She's back!
I hate Ben.
That's a 9.
A 9.
She's very distracted.
She is.
Yeah.
You sit there without the usual company of Willow.
Mm-hmm.
And even easier do your thoughts race back to the Horizon Mountains, to where you are from, to the temple where you learned that story. And you don't pay attention to much outside of the dome as your thoughts circle round and again. You look up out of the dome. You can see the moons hanging. That's all.
You fuck. Cool. I think she, having thought about all that, she like looks around at these guys and I don't know. There's like a little grateful smile that she has. And then she'll go slap Siggy.
I think actually catches your hand because you can see Siggy's actually lay on his back with his hand behind his head, already awake.
Oh,
His eyes open.
that was gonna be a good one.
Try it. Had I been asleep? it would have worked.
Yeah, you're up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm good. He looks very pensive, I think, in this moment, and he's just been kind of laying on his back, staring up at the ceiling, sky.
At the sea.
The ceiling, the roof of the dome. Yeah, no, I'm good. Just something about your performance was very moving.
Oh,
Just reminded me of some stuff I haven't thought about in quite some time. Thank you. It was beautiful. Truly.
thanks. I mean, if it's any consolation, it did the same to me.
I was already thinking about.
Just home, I guess. I don't know.
Same.
You're from kind of near where I'm from.
Yeah, we're not too far from each other, huh?
You would know that the Horizon Mountains are on the border of Esheim and Belladrin and very far east as well, so you're
We're
probably
neighbours.
closer to Tony than any other of the Dawntakers.
Really? Yeah, we're neighbors.
Yeah.
It's cool. We potentially grew up not too far from each other.
But weirdly, very differently.
Very different. If you don't mind my asking, how old are you?
I am. Has forgotten.
Two things have
I want to
pretty
say
much
she's
human
25.
Similar lifespans to humans.
I'm 24.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I was already an adult before you were a baby. But
Oh, wow.
we age slower.
Yeah. How old are you, like, compared to me, I guess? Like,
I'm
human.
160.
But like in human years.
The lifespan of a dwarf is 200, 250, did we say?
350.
350, sorry.
Yeah.
So you're like middle-aged, so like 50-ish.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
I look good, right? I look
Fuck.
good.
Okay. Oh, I'm still a baby.
Ages in Ilthansia are very weird. For there are different rates of maturity. There are different rates of biological aging. Whereas one elf may not mature for 100 years, a dwarf might mature in 30.
Yeah.
Whereas a grung might mature in 3.
Yeah, that's kind of old, but that looked
Wow.
good, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So what you were saying before, it came to my mind. You said that you can't go back until you do something big. But like, how long does that go on for? Like, how long do you have?
It can take a year, it can take 2 weeks, it can take a Varthi's entire lifetime.
So there's
Some
no...
people, and he kind of trails off at the end of that sentence, and then he goes, some people don't come back. For various reasons. Maybe they found another place to live, maybe they didn't find anything worth coming back for.
Well, okay.
I hope that's not the case for me.
No, you'll go back.
Just not yet.
We need to clear your name.
I mean, yeah, I was. This is part of what's bothering me so much. I was so close, you know. I was doing really well, and it's not to brag.
Yep.
It was good. I miss it.
Well, we're going there, so we're going to Tilly Creek, so we'll do what we did for cricket for you, I'm sure.
But there are some things that can't be taken back. Reputations take a lifetime to build and a second to destroy.
That is true.
Can't put the... I was going to say toothpaste back in the tube, but that's not what I want to see.
If in doubt, go for quail's egg.
Can't put the quail back in the egg.
Oh no! Oh no!
It works perfectly, to be honest.
Oh fuck!
You cannot put the quail back in the egg.
I
can't put
can't
the-
believe I've given you that.
You can't put the egg back in the quail.
Well,
Well, you probably could, but no, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Sorry, poor turn of phrase.
No, I think we I think we can probably all relate to that, maybe slightly.
It's just I've known people who have left and not come back. Those left behind are left worse for wear.
So we'll get you back. I will revivify you if I need to. Once.
Just once.
Once.
Just once. Okay, anyway.
I'm
gonna take...
Okay, I'm gonna
You
go. Yep. Night.
Night.
Sigismund,
Mm.
make me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
14? Yeah, 14.
14. You stand up and you pace around the dome once again to try and keep your mind focused, but your mind does waver and wander ever so slightly. Where does it go in this moment?
Well, I think he's thinking heavily about the story that Tony sang about. He's both proud and kind of miffed ever so slightly that it went so well for her,
Oh.
because it hasn't been going well for him. And not only that, but the story reminds him again twice in so many days that it reminds him of Rin, because the story of Dara and Oralis is quite similar to his situation. So I think that's what's weighing on his mind, and he's just a bit. What's the word? Melancholy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's like a dog with a cantaloupe.
Doesn't know what to do with it.
No, he's a melancholy.
Oh!
Oh no.
Now that is a reference. That is miles better than quail's egg. I'm joking. No.
Sorry, I just ruined that little piece of our bean.
No, you did not. It was the cantaloupe on top of the cake.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
But your watch does come to an end, and you are unencumbered by an assault from creatures in the dark. And as your watch comes to an end, you can see that Willow comes out of her trance of rest. Exactly like that.
Just like that. Morning.
Morning.
Sure.
Thank you. Sleep well.
I'll try.
Gonna go kill some trees.
You're asleep.
Named after my god.
You're asleep. Willow, is there anything you do? Or are you just watching?
I'm just watching.
Give me a perception check.
No.
Shan't.
I
Can't
don't
make
think I
me.
will.
I don't want to look.
Natural 20. Thanks for the song.
Oh, yeah. Natural 20.
Some did great. You got a natural 20. You got a natural
For
20.
a total of
28.
28. Fantastic.
Ballad.
There is a calm about your person this evening that is heavy and fatigued, like the feeling one gets after bawling their eyes out until there's nothing left. There has been a release, and now there is the calm after the storm, and that allows you to focus mainly on your watch. And keen-eyed as you ever are, you can ascertain that you are clear for the evening, and the sun rises once more, and you can clearly see the sunrise as you look out to the east. It crests over the horizon and starts rising up into the sky.
Dawn.
I don't hear a thing.
No, I don't
No.
either.
I'm used to
Siggy does, because
over 100 decibels.
Absolutely.
For once in his life, he's not slept very well.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Siggy, you stir after having a restful but unrestful night's sleep, and you help Willow wake up the rest of the party. Is there any preparations that you would like to do before you set off into the mountains of the Vanal Range?
Into the it's time to go.
I think
Um,
I've prepared some spells, which might be a little
Let's have a
bit.
look and see if I need to prepare
Good old-fashioned
any
douching before we leave.
spells.
I've
What the?
I've set some spells that I think might be a bit
Bend over.
Okay, perfect. You've
Oh, hello,
exchanged
I
spells.
don't
Lovely.
Potentially.
no,
Yeah, I
there's
don't know
nothing
what to prepare. I'm so
Yeah.
scared.
I feel like I just have the same things prepared all
To be
the
fair,
time.
I think the stuff that I had last time was alright. Oh, I can borrow one more. Sickening. But what are you? You're
Do I
fun.
need sending at the moment? Nah.
Don't worry.
We'll be fine,
Me and Pete have got
right?
sending on tap,
Yeah,
so
we're
you're
fine.
fine.
Yeah. We're
So you're sending stone.
This is
Sending cup.
absolutely, yeah. We've already sent.
Sending string, that's what it is.
Yes.
Can I go to Barbara and Elzvar?
Yet?
I will
Straight in.
unclick the hand axes from my boots and just hold them out to each other. I don't expect you to have to use these, but should we be caught in a corner, I'd rather you have something than nothing. And I will hand one to each.
I appreciate that very much.
How big's a dwarven hand axe to a gnome?
Well, they're only little.
It's broaching on battle axe size, so they might need to use two hands if they really want to wield it, but it is akin to something that they can use.
I go with two daggers. I go, would that be better? I feel like God rather
These do more damage.
in those arms.
Which would you prefer?
I'll probably stick with an axe. I'm not very swift with one of those.
Barbara does, however, look at the dagger and go,
They resemble my speed.
You want a dagger? You want to
got
take
a
a
dark
dagger?
side, man.
If
You
you
a dagger?
don't mind.
Let's go, Queen!
and she tosses it up and catches it. It's just a single rotation.
Feels a little bit nicer. No offense here, but it just feels a bit more me.
That was impressive.
Barbara, that suits you.
Queer queen.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
bisexual stabby gnome.
You do.
Extra! It suits me. And she tucks it into her belt.
I love that so much. I need to hear.
Barbara, no! Here's the sheath, Barbara.
That would probably help.
Yeah, all right.
Clips the sheath onto her belt, sheaths the dagger, and they all
Signals
set.
really
Alvie,
good.
it's a good thing you married her, because if not, I would have snapped that up in a heartbeat.
Two hands off, all right? She's mine. For all intents and purposes, the women are not possessions, but you know.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll take one of my things.
Alvi's
actually.
goes
you.
up in my estimation even more. So you've got an axe, I've got a dagger.
Oh, I also have a battle axe, so I can use that instead.
Schmerdelex.
Schmaddle schmacks. Anyway, we go.
Yes.
You set off
Before we go, just really
Hello.
quickly, can I
Hello.
just have a look around to find some insects?
insects.
Yeah, just like a couple of spiders, some ants.
What are you going to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Dead,
Yeah,
alive.
alive insects.
Alive.
I'm gonna put them in a little box.
Give me an investigation check or
Guidance.
Oh baby, go for
Does she
it.
really want them insects?
Oh! Does anyone help me?
I'll help you look.
Well, then what are you doing?
Say no because you already rolled.
I will look myself.
You do not know she's looking, and she didn't ask for help, and she's
Can I
already
percept
rolled.
them or investigate?
I'm going to say this is investigation.
Even though it's
Unfortunately,
nature shit.
it is nature shit, but spotting an insect is far harder.
I cast summon
6.
insects.
6.
6.
No.
Unfortunately, you find like a millipede over by the trees, but it scurries into the leaf litter and away before you can catch it.
What you doing, girl?
Are you after me?
That.
X-nay on the insect. Hey.
What's that? You want? This is the first time hearing about insects. You want me to get some?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
All right.
Let's go.
And kicking your horses off into a light trot, you start
In my
to
head.
wind your way towards the Vernal Range. The pathway curves slightly to the right and then rises up. And you can see this beaten track of loose dirt and shale that has broken off as people have walked this far more treacherous path. And it does not take very long before you are rising up higher and higher, and the height at which you are now travelling is starting to set in.
Startling to startle.
Startling to startle. It is indeed.
Startler for 10.
You look
Feather.
down, and already the ground is 80,
Oh my god.
90 feet below you. Before the track curves around this large, sheer jutting of rock, and you see the path curves up this particularly steep slope. Can everybody please
Oh, no.
make me endurance checks for their
Oh god, I
horses?
forgot all about endurance.
If we're making an endurance check for our horse, are we using our stats?
Horses stats, please. I'm going to get you their constitution
Sure.
now.
'Cause
Um,
Stuffy ain't swift. But
So
My
everybody
horse doesn't
roll
have a name.
and add +1.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, say one more time. I
+1 to a straight D20 roll +1.
Okay.
No, but I do have this.
Let's go, horse that has not been named yet. Oh, goodness me.
Can I use guidance?
Oh!
No.
Go on, Stuffy!
I haven't named my horse, have I?
Do we have to roll for
Nesbit, I
Alva
haven't named
and...
it. It's
You
Nesbit.
have, isn't it?
No, but I
Horses.
shall do.
Mrs.
I am Mrs. Nesbit.
What my favourite scene in that whole movie.
Speak the shit.
Don't you get it? I'm Mrs. Nesbit. So good.
What's my horse
My
called?
favourite bit.
Neato.
Endurance checks.
Uh,
Sigismund.
18.
What did Gidron, Destroyer of
Right.
Roads, get?
Gidron, the destroyer of Rome.
Who's got an 18?
It
An
would be
18.
Kinot.
Fantastic. Stuffy?
Stuffy got 18.
How much?
Stiffy?
Plus 1, so 19.
19.
18.
18.
12.
12.
True to form.
12 is not
I
bad.
rolled above a 10.
Hey, and you know what? That's all you need.
True to
Your horses
adapt fairly well to the
Roll
steep
26
incline
before.
that you are now taking them on. They are not pack mules, they are not mountain goats, they are not necessarily built for this particular terrain. Thus, it is a bit of a struggle. However, they do keep pace and they do manage to keep on climbing. The pathway extends up and then starts to flatten out as it winds its way deeper into the range, and you start to leave the, not valley, but the landscape behind you that you have just travelled upon. And before long, there are just rock faces all around you. And you can see that already the pathway is thinner. You have to go in a straight line. It is Willow, Tony, the carriage, Cricket, and then Sigismund/Hyr right at the very back. And you take a much slower pathway along this journey. A good few hours tick by. It's getting close to midday. Not quite, but it's getting close. What is everyone's passive perception? Please remind me.
18.
14.
50.
Wait.
12.
Yes.
There is a section.
I'm sure Barbara's is like 22 though.
Yeah,
No
Babs.
idea what her stats
Babs,
is.
absolutely.
Barbara points at no.
What's that over there?
20 mil.
Oh.
It was the bite of the biscuit as you did that as well.
Oh, me and
You darn tootin'.
You're darn tootin' right.
You should now, boys.
Boots scooting. Darn.
There is a section of this pass that crests over a particular stone outcropping.
You said particular in like episode 3. And I've said this to you before, but kid you not, every time, because you say particular a lot, am I right? Every time you say particular, and without fail, I go to Kendall, particular.
He says particular
like
to
every
me
single
every time you say
and you just said
particular.
particular again, and it's just made me really happy.
But you actually said particular. That's great.
I didn't even know.
I'm so happy you got that achievement. You fucker.
The little trophy just came up on my PlayStation. Particular.
I can't even say that right. Fuck.
So as you were, build attention.
No, you're all good. You crest over this particular outcropping and down into a slightly sheltered, not ravine, as the rocky outcroppings don't rise high enough, certainly on your right-hand side. They do to the left. And you can see the pathway stretches on out. There is a sheer face of rock, and it's only you that notices this. As you pass, there is a slight disjointed. In fact, you make this at advantage. Make me a perception check at advantage, please.
Okie dokie. Natural 20!
You also notice this.
Gosh!
As a dwarf with your stone
total of 20.
cunning, for a total of 22, you and Willow, as you're walking, you pass something and you look back, and there is a gap in the rockwork, and it marries up quite well, so that were you not looking for it, you wouldn't see it, but you look back, and there is like an off branch to this path. And you look through, and you can just see the top of a wagon, not too dissimilar from Alvie and Barbara's. You can see that there's just a fraction of a wagon.
Hold up!
Wait, yeah, there's
What?
there's
First time stone cunning has ever come in handy in D&D. There's a thing.
yeah,
What?
wagon up there.
What?
Is it like a fissure in the rock, basically?
It kind
A
of
fissure?
looks like a fissure in the rock. There is instead of one straight cliff face, it is actually two separate terminations of mountaintop that have actually sort of protruded up slightly staggered, so they almost overlap, but there is a passageway through.
This might be like a shortcut, something like that. I don't know. Maybe we just investigate real quick. In and out of the fissure.
Well, what?
Just a tip.
What is it? It's like, was it like a cave?
I don't know.
No,
hop off
if
the
you-
horse.
Wait, do we need to go? Really?
Well, I can see something in there, like a wagon.
Yeah, there's a wagon sticking out of it. But
I'll hop off the horse and you can have a quick look.
Alva hops off too and sort of takes a little nosy.
Stay behind me.
I'm gonna hop off my horse. My horse? I'm gonna hop off my horse. My horse.
You know what?
And I would like to, just in case anything's gonna jump out and get them, can I scurry kind of up the wall so I'm looking...
You eventually climb up over, and this particular section of rock does still rise about 15 feet up, and on the top, the stone is craggy and blocky. You can see there's bits of shale on there as well. You pick your way over that, and you look over. As you look through, you can see a wagon. One wheel is shattered and in pieces on the floor, and there are no horses. There is no sign of movement. There is just a cart, a wagon. A couple of broken barrels lie in the back, and there is spoiled meat that has spilled out.
Oh, no.
You get a tap on your back,
Huh?
Siggy.
Well, oh, Elsvar. Just slowly reach out and pull my back.
I can't be sure, but that wagon looks slightly familiar.
Oh.
If I was guessing, though, I would say that somebody there were a few people who tried this pass themselves. One of them had a wagon. It looked very similar to that.
Delivering meat?
I don't think I got what they were delivering.
Okay.
Barbara, yes? That wagon that came through here about half a week ago. Do you know what was on it?
Yeah, she does.
is she near us?
She's nearer you
Okay,
two.
I'm gonna get off the horse and go stand next to her
Yeah,
then.
okay.
Whilst...
I think it was
Just death would.
I think they were salted meats or something like that, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Babs.
It doesn't. It's left out in the sun, unfortunately.
Yeah. Cricket. Why don't you and I just take point, maybe have a quick look. We'll come back. Alzavar, you wait here.
Yes.
Or actually, no. You come with us. See if you know anything about this wagon.
Oh, yes. Okay. Certainly.
But you stay behind me.
Absolutely.
If I tell you to run, you run.
I'll do what you say. I trust you.
All right.
Have a closer look at this wagon.
Willow, do you want to have a look down the slope, see if anyone fell off? Oh, good.
Okay. So you two are checking out the actual wagon, and you are looking. Are you going through this passage to look?
I don't want to leave Barbara.
I'm keeping my...
Sorry, I
I'm
meant on. So there's a path. There's a big drop.
No, sorry. There's no big drop at the. There was before. You have now entered into more of the heart of the mountains. However,
Okay.
the drop was a ways back. The section that they are on is actually nestled in between two expanses of rock.
What I might do though, you say you're with Barbara.
I'm still on my horse, so I'm...
Tony, can you watch over Babs?
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna split the difference,
Okay.
just in case. This feels a bit.
I just give you guidance.
It feels a bit eerie. I'll give you guidance,
Give myself guidance.
and then I'll go. And I'll
tap my
stand
head.
on the slope, like halfway between the cave and halfway between them, and I just want to keep
Okay.
an eye out for
Lovely.
anything that's
I'm
making
keeping
this
an
some
eye out
sort of
around as well.
trap.
Perception
or
checks
anything.
from you two, then point of order, and then we'll
With
get to you
guidance.
two.
Oh, yeah, with
Can I
guidance.
look
Oh,
for
that's
traps
good.
before Siggy takes a move in?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh, very
Oh my
good.
God, that's insane.
No, that's
Very,
that's
very
job.
good. 23.
Yo!
Nice.
I perceive.
I perceive.
31.
31.
I roll well. What?
Duly noted.
Oh my god.
31 and a
23.
23.
Oh, it's good,
Fantastic.
So dumb. You check for traps first then.
Checking for traps.
Yeah, if that's okay.
You
Rogue
climbing over. Give me an investigation check. You said you were doing this before Siggy gets there.
I have a.
You
my
can
guidance
guide
has a-
vocally. Yes.
Oh, magic. Okay,
Yes.
I'll take that. then.
Siggy's guidance is different,
In
so
my
yes,
head,
you absolutely can.
You can tell me if the geography is different, but Siggy and Alzbar are at the entrance. I'm a little bit kind of over the cusp of the door, and I'm making sure there's nothing that will fuck them up when they go in. Does that make sense, or does that not?
So,
work?
are you looking to check the passage or the wagon?
Oh, we'll get to the wagon when we get to the wagon. I'm
You're
checking
looking for the passage. Give me an investigation check with guidance.
Sorry.
No, quite all right.
With
Always make sure to check your back passage.
Absolutely. Did you check your butthole? Butthole.
Is single figures going to do anything for you, Jack?
It'll do something.
9.
It'll give me a chance to ambush you. No. A 9?
A 9!
Beta 31.
Ballad went off us
Passage.
I've practically taken the alert feat with that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You look around, and this particular passage only looks to be made out of natural stone.
Okay.
You can't see that anything has tampered with it. It seems pretty clear.
Okay. I think we can go and approach.
Okay. I will approach the wagon.
Okay. As you do so,
Moving slowly.
Oh
Moving slowly.
Alzver follows on behind you.
no, I can't believe you take the Alzheimer in.
And you make your way through this passage out into a secluded area. To your immediate left, there is the wagon, and in front of you, there is a drop. To the right, there is stone, massive, flat terminations of these mountaintops that form a pathway around. You can see that there is a small stream that is flowing off down into this drop, and ahead of you, more of these mountains just rising up to touch the sky.
Cool. So if I get right up to the wagon and just have a peek inside, can I see? Is it like covered or no? Is there anything of note?
Apart from the, give me an investigation check.
He's checking the wagon.
You
I'm
can
going to peep over the hole. If that's okay.
down into the give me a perception check, please.
Gilly!
Oh no!
That's never going to not get you.
I don't even know what happened.
It's a really fucking stupid.
Is it another
joke
private joke?
between literally me and
It's the
him.
same one! Stiffy! Gilly!
Roll the dice.
Lively!
The big old 5 for that investigation.
5.
Can I? Sorry.
I'll see what Cricket's got as well. Perception check.
Perception down the hole is 20. A very dirty one though.
A very dirty 20. Down the hole with your dirty 20, you can see that this water cascades down and splashes over boulders that have clearly fallen into this particular deposit, smashed and splintered. There is one large one that is actually split in twain, if you will. The water runs down these rocks and down further into the mountain, but you can't see further than that.
No movement.
Doesn't look like there's anything there. Okay. With a 9,
5.
with a 5, you can see the cart. Where one would hitch horses, the construction there is broken and battered. There is one section of wood that has just been broken off and you know not where it is. One of the wheels looks like it is caved in where this wagon rests. Its bottom half is completely splintered. There is no tarp on this wagon, though it looks like this wagon either had one or could facilitate one at some point. It looks like more of a naked version of what Alzver and Barbara are driving. And inside there are a couple of barrels that have broken and the boards are lying flat, and out of these gaps in the barrels, spoiled meat has flown, and there is just this cacophony of flies just.
Can I ask a physics-based question?
A physics-based question.
Physics and fantasy, fuck off.
Would the wagon have been able to get through the gap if somebody was riding a horse? Or
As you look at the wagon, you can see that there are scrape marks along the sides. And you ascertain that it's been dragged here.
So the wheel's
And
broken.
it wouldn't. I mean, like, would a person be able to get the wagon through, or does it look like it's being?
The passage, the wagon is thin enough and the passage is wide enough that it has been scraped through.
Okay.
So has the wagon broken and the people have put it in here to keep it safe while they go and do something, or something where they're in
Something's
there,
fucked up the
or-
wagon and
Yeah.
dragged it in here. Are all of the barrels busted?
There's only a couple of barrels left and both of them are busted.
No, it's just a busted wagon. And some really, really old meat.
No, what-
Alvar, do you recognize it?
If this is the same wagon as those people that came through here, then where are the people
And the horse.
and the horses?
The connection's been broken, right? Can
Absolutely.
I have a wee peep at the pile of rocks? So it goes wagon, big hole, pile of rocks.
There is the passage that you've just come into.
Yes.
To the immediate left, there is a little outcropping of stone where the wagon has been just left. There is a pathway around that circumvents this drop.
Okay.
And this pathway sort of goes behind this like trickle of water, this sort of like very thin waterfall. And as you look down, you can see this water flowing down 60, 70 feet down onto these
Big old
rocks.
piles of rocks.
But there's nothing there.
See, I don't want to say it, but I think one of us is going to have to check behind this waterfall.
Does this look like the way that we need to go?
No.
Oh.
I will say you can tell this immediately. This does not look like a well-beaten path. If this is the Vanal Pass, it looks far more secluded and far tougher to traverse than Alzava was making out. And you also know that Alzava did not realize that this passage was here.
Yes.
Thus, he could not have known that this was the way
The
to
right
go.
way, yeah.
So this is something else.
This is something new.
Siggy, you might want to message the troops.
I didn't have a message today.
Siggy, I might just run out and shout to the troops.
Yeah, I changed it for prestidigitation.
What do you think? Do we want to look through the waterfall, or do we want to let them know what we're going to do?
Well, this isn't the way to go, so as intrigued as I am to explore it, I think we have to keep Elzevir and Barbara safe, and we go the other way.
Listen, if you need to investigate, me and Barbara can hang back a moment.
Okay, well maybe we take a quick.
I'm worried that if these people...
Yeah, I want to find out what happened.
I would hate to think that we abandon some people up here if they're in danger.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. What if they're still alive? And...
Exactly. If there's a
They need
chance
help.
that you can help them.
Okay, yeah.
Why don't we back off to the entrance?
Yeah, let's go back and
Yes.
talk to the others. see what
Scooby Doo walk back.
We'll stay
Yes,
with the
Scooby-Doo.
horses whilst you take a look.
Oh god, she's got a dagger. She's
Well, I don't want you out on the path by yourself. Maybe if we do decide to go and look at this waterfall, you're just tucked in just to the entrance. I don't know if anything's big and flying, it can pick you off on that path. Why don't we speak to everyone anyway?
Yeah.
Sounds like a very good plan.
So we go back to the horses. So there's a busted wagon in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get anything with our perception checks?
So far, you've not seen anything
I'm just-
approaching you.
Wait for
I
that.
don't think
I'll stay at the entrance and just keep an eye on the waterfall.
Yeah.
we don't think that is the way forward. However, the wagon has been destroyed, effectively. And Alzavar theorized that perhaps if the people driving it have been taken, they could be in there. And it might be worth a look just to see if they're still alive, because if they need help, we're the only people who can.
Is there blood?
There was
Not that you
there
saw.
was no blood, just destroyed meat. which I assume was their cargo.
I mean, maybe their wagon's just broke and they've left it here and they've gone on. Maybe they're fine.
Maybe they are, but maybe they're not. That wagon looks like it's been deliberately destroyed. It didn't just crash.
No, there's a scuffle. The horses look like they've been pulled off the wagon. The sides.
Are horses there?
No,
No
they're
horses.
not.
No connection for the horses to the wagon. That looks like that's been ripped off.
Okay.
Wheels gone.
Alright, well.
Scrapes on the sides.
Let's go and look then, I guess.
Okay.
Has anything?
But I still think we should go this way when we're done.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
this is
Swim
not the
through
way
it, not over
forward,
it.
but it's a brief stop, just in case.
How far away is the entrance to the wee cavern, I'll call it, and the waterfall?
Across 15, 20 feet. Around probably 30, 40.
Can I pick up a little pebble? And I'll maybe just look and wait for a nod. But my plan is to fairly obviously throw it at the waterfall. See if I can.
As it passes through the water and then it falls down into the gully.
Into the so
Into
it's
the
bounced
gully.
off the
It
back
bounced
and-
off the wall, onto the floor, against the wall, onto the floor again, and then rebounded off the back wall, and it's gone down into the gully, and you wait maybe a second before.
What does that sound?
You don't see anything move in response.
So we need to get down there somehow?
I don't know if we need to get down.
Are they definitely down, or were they? Is there like another
You can
exit?
see that there is. You saw that there was nothing down, and there didn't seem to be an obvious pathway. That seemed to be a crevasse in the mountain tops. There is a flatter section of rock that leads around behind this very thin waterfall that is pouring into the gully.
And
Okay,
but
so-
if
And
I-
there is more rock towards the left side of the waterfall, and it looks like the passage continues through.
So it's not. There wouldn't be anything behind the waterfall. If I'd thrown the rock, and it would have echoed down, but it's come straight back.
But
to
it's
me.
it's bounced off onto
Come
the
back.
floor, down into the gully, and ricocheted off there.
Alright,
So
well
we
let's
can
start
surmise.
walking down the passageway then.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
have a
just
look.
Yeah. Just say, wait, are they going to be okay? Just waiting there at the entrance.
If those people are in danger, I'd much prefer to stay here and take my chances than out there.
All right.
Yeah, I would be more comfortable if you were with us. We can at least heal if anything goes wrong.
You want us with you?
I don't
No,
want.
or not. Maybe just stay by the cart in here.
Yes, yes.
That would be my preference, but
Oh,
I'm happy if you think it is best for us to leave. We also need to stay with the horses. It's up to you. You are the experts here. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
Just don't be in the. I know it's your livelihood, but horses and carts can be replaced.
Yeah, hide if you need
Labs
to.
can't, so just stay somewhere safe.
I tell you what, we'll hop in the back out of sight. We'll just keep an eye out.
Do we have any way?
I'm just going to touch Barbara's arm and give her guidance, just in case.
Thank you.
Make her feel a little bit better.
I very much appreciate it.
Havern will be watching you.
I hope he is.
I'm gonna give Elizabeth a panpipes
I'll do it to Elizabeth
and
as well.
say, you don't have to play them well, you just have to play them loud. All right?
Barbara!
First time.
We'll work on it.
Okay.
But thank you.
If that doesn't work, or you think you can shout louder, just
We'll scream.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I've got an idea. Which one wants it?
Once what?
I can turn one of you invisible. Now, although that's not really important right now, the invisibility will break if you make an attack at something.
Oh, like a signal.
So I can feel when the connection's happening or not. So if I know it only lasts for an hour, but if you're in danger and you attack something, I will know that you've had to end it early, so we know to come running back.
Oh, well, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Probably better than my vampires.
Okay. Well, either one of us, Alva. And Alva looks at Barbara and looks at you and goes, make Barbara invisible.
Okay. Hey, Barbara, here you go. And I'll cast her invisible.
Barbara?
Not with how the last fight went. Do you want? I mean,
I could, but I don't want to waste a spell.
Fine, we've got an early warning
You
system.
get from Sharon.
Oh,
'Cause if you did, it's free.
do I have anything?
Well, how did you know? Is that from your cleric class?
Yeah.
While we're hanging around, Jack.
Mm.
Oh, it just makes it a bonus action. Doesn't matter. I was going to say I've got that eye for detail
Okay.
for
Yeah, I'll just
spotting
get it.
hidden things, but that's just a bonus action.
Yeah.
I'll just walk up to Alva and I'll be like, well, I'll do the same.
Okay.
So I make him invisible.
And you see, likewise, Alva's form vanish.
I'd recommend if you want to like talk, get 2 cups and attach some string.
We've not got any cups, but I'll bear that in mind for when we get back to Tilly Creek. Now go. Let's
Let's go.
let's be quick now.
We'll be back
Where
before
are
you
those
know.
voices coming from?
Barbara, are you still here?
Well, in that case, if you're...
Barbara? Barbara, don't fuck around now.
Seriously, Barbara, where are you?
I'm right here. Oh,
Fuck's sake.
She took her chance and she left.
I'm
That
right
love
here.
story was bullshit. They're having marital issues.
She,
She's still in love with her ex. Oh
you,
no.
you hear Barbara say, "Here, I'm here. Hold my hand. We're just gonna sit."
That was just nice.
Yeah, all
We'll
right.
be back before you know.
Let's go.
And you shall
let's
return
go.
to a cindering husk.
No!
But we shall find out what you find next episode.
Bloody no.
Thank you very much to. Oh, I don't want to group you all together all the time. but thank
with
you.
the
You can.
with
My
the
stunning
performance.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually, that's
thank
so
you to
true.
everyone for some RP. Thank you to Willow for some genius spellcasting. Thank you to Siggy and Cricket for some great little investigative, intriguing exploits. But
Don't
thank
break
you
his
very
detective
much
agency.
to Tony
The
for
class.
taking a shitty challenge and absolutely
26.
owning it. Well
That was
done.
mad.
Fantastic stuff. Most importantly, thank you to you at home for watching. Please join us again next time where the players keep investigating what has happened to the owners of this wagon. Until then, keep on keeping on, adventurers. Peace and love. Good night.
Over and out. Over and out. Over. We'll see you next week.
Made it.
Over.
Made it.
I'm over and out. Fuck you.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel.
Oh, sorry, I was listening.